Hello. Today we start looking at the types of words and phrases and how the word phrase is determined, not by the traditional grammar, which defines word categories based on nominal definitions. Starting today with the noun phrase. If you remember, when we talk about noun phrase, the question has always been, what is a noun phrase? What's a noun, after all? A noun is a word which means something or somebody or a place. However, the definition of a noun phrase is different. It doesn't mean something or a place. It's related to its function and the position in the sentence. It is also related by the form it takes. So back to the question, what is a noun? Now, what is a noun composed of? It's made up of determinate plus noun, or a noun, or a pronoun. So if we say a book means determinate plus noun, a noun table, or a pronoun like person pronouns, for example. But there are more than person pronouns. There are person pronouns which occupy the position of the subject, and those which take the place of an object. I is a subject pronoun. Me is an object pronoun. I saw him. He saw me. I saw him. Is in the position of the subject, so we call this a subject pronoun. Me is in the position. Second sentence is in the position of an object, so it's called an object pronoun. So we have got the list. You know the list of subject and object pronouns. So this is regarding the personal pronouns. The second type of pronouns is the indefinite nouns, like somebody, something, anything, anybody. These are called indefinite. We also have the demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns are like this, these, that, and those. We also have the relative pronouns which are used in questions. We call them interrogative pronouns, like where, when did you, where, not where actually, who, which, whose, and that. Who is a relative pronoun. When used in a question, it's called an interrogative pronoun. Who gave you the book? Who here refers to a pronoun which replaces the name of the person who gave the book. So this is what we call interrogative pronoun. The possessive or the possessive pronoun is not the possessive adjective. So my book, my is a possessive adjective, but the book is mine. Mine is a possessive pronoun. A reflexive pronoun, I did this myself. He was himself there. He was there himself. So himself and myself are reflexive pronouns. So the question here is, how do you mark the pronoun or any type of noun on the sentence in the tree diagram? So when you draw a tree diagram for the sentence which has got a pronoun, how can you place this and how can you mark them? How can you mark them on the diagram? I'm going to show you an example here. Just a moment. I'm going to show an example of one sentence. She walks. Well, I don't think I can show this. I cannot turn to the back camera. So, in the sentence "she walks," she is a noun phrase after all, and it is marked as PRO. You have this on the lecture notes. You can just look at the first example on the first page. She walks. The tree diagram is made up of two main components: noun phrase and verb phrase. The noun phrase is uniquely made up of pronoun PRO. This means pronoun. So the word pronoun PRO indicates a pronoun on the tree diagram. How do you know? The question is now, how do you know if the group of words is a noun phrase? Well, what makes a noun phrase? We have decided that the phrase is headed by its main component, its main constituent. Here, for the noun phrase, the first feature, the first characteristic is that it is headed by a noun, or the head is a noun, and the noun is the most meaningful. Plus, it is obligatory, so that it is the most meaningful. When I say a table, the most meaningful word is not a, but the word table, and it is obligatory. If we leave the word, if we just omit the word table and leave a, the noun phrase is not, however, the group of words doesn't have a meaning. So the word or the group of words does not have a meaning if we take if we omit the main constituent. And the third thing is that, as I have told you, the definition of a noun phrase is determined by the position. So one of the things peculiar to noun phrases is that they can be placed before or after the verb. So if the group of words can be placed before or after the verb, it has got a head as a noun, and this constituent is the most meaningful element. It is obligatory. If we just omit it, we lose the meaning, or the group of words loses meaning. So here we decide that this group of words is called a noun phrase. In the example, the cat lying on the carpet. The cat lying on the carpet altogether is all this is a noun phrase. The word cat is the head, because if we just omit the word lying, if we omit the word lying on the carpet and we just keep the word cat, the cat, it is meaningful. If we delete the and we only have cat, it's still meaningful. We are talking about a cat or the cat or a particular cat. So the word cat is the head of the whole chunk of words here, which we call a noun phrase. The cat lying on the carpet can be placed before a verb in a sentence like the cat lying on the carpet at the rat. Or it can be placed after the verb, I chased or I saw the cat lying on the carpet. So it can occupy the position of a subject or an object. So all the three characteristics, or the three features here, help us decide that this chunk of words is called a noun phrase. The noun phrase sometimes are sometimes accompanied by what we call modifier. The role of the modifier is to change the meaning of the noun phrase. It is to add something to the meaning of the noun phrase, not totally change it actually. They modify the meaning of the noun. If noun phrases come with nouns, they modify the meaning of the noun. We have two types of modifiers. The ones which are before the noun and the ones which are placed after the noun. What we call them pre-modifiers and post-modifiers. The post-modifier, which appears before the head, before the noun, can be a determiner, like a book, the book. It can be an adjective phrase, the black cat, or can be a possessive determiner, like my book, for example. So my as an adjective, as a possessive determiner, black as or big or small or fat, whatever, as an adjective, or the determiner, the definite or indefinite determiner, are pre-modifiers. They appear before the noun and they modify the meaning of the noun. When I say the cat, it's different from saying the black cat. It's also different from saying the my cat. So here the pre-modifiers are placed before the noun and they slightly change the meaning of the noun. if we, in a sentence, if we have the possessive case now, the possessive case, I mean when you have put the apostrophe s or the s apostrophe before after the noun, when we say, for example, the student's book, the student as singular, apostrophe s, the student's book. Here, how can you mark? The question is here, how can we mark the possessive case on the tree diagram? In the notes you have, the lecture notes you have in front of you, we have the subject as, for example, the student's book. Here we have the example of the boy's dog barks. The boy's dog is the noun phrase, barks is the verb phrase. The noun phrase is made up of the boy, the boys, which is a determiner. The determiner is made up of the two things, is a possessive case made up of a noun phrase and the possessive. And the dog is a noun. And the barks is a verb phrase, which has got two elements, the auxiliary and the verb. The auxiliary bears the tense, which is the present, simple present tense, and barks, and bark is the verb. So the sentence is the boy's dog barks. The possessive case is marked as part of the determiner, the boy's dog. When we say the adjective phrase, in the adjective phrase we say the black dog barks. The black dog, black here is an adjective phrase which determines, which pre-modifies the noun. The black dog barks. The black here, the black is a determiner plus adjective phrase plus noun. The adjective phrase is made of adjective, black, and the barks is auxiliary and verb tense and verb to bark. Now let's move to post modifiers. Post modifiers obviously define or modify the meaning of the noun, and they occur after, or they are placed after the noun. They appear after the head of the noun. They can be either prepositional phrase or a relative clause. Prepositional phrase is a phrase headed by a preposition, and the relative clause is a clause, is an independent clause, starting with, which starts with a relative clause like who, where, etc. The dog barks. The dog with 3 legs barks. The noun here, the dog with 3 legs, the head, this is altogether is all this chunk is called a noun phrase, and it is headed by the word or the noun dog. The pre-modifier is black, it's an adjective phrase, and the 3 dog with 3 legs is a prepositional phrase. It is used as a post modifier. So you can see in the tree diagram on my notes how the tree diagram is drawn. Now this is the case where the preposition phrase can be used as a post modifier. A post modifier means occurring after the noun. And the second case is a relative clause. A relative clause, the cat which is black barks. For example, the cat which is black is placed after the noun. So this is a post modifier. So here, as you can see in the notes, the which is black is considered S2, which means that we can take it as one chunk. We can use it in tree diagram as one chunk. It means that we can decide not to analyze it to the main, not to analyze the main constituents. Or we can also, so here, if we take it as one chunk, it's part of the noun, and the noun, second noun phrase. The second noun, meaning the first the noun phrase is the cat which is black, which is black here. The cat which is black, or the dog which is black. Let me change it. Yeah, the dog which is black can be taken as being a relative clause, part of the noun, part of the second noun phrase. I mean, the noun phrase made up of the and which is black, the dog which is black. So we have dog, first noun phrase, first noun. The second noun is the which is black. We can also analyze the details for S2 as if we can take S2, we can call them S2, but they are made up of noun phrase and verb phrase. Which is the noun phrase? It is a preposition represented as PRO in the tree diagram, and the verb phrase is black, which is black. Here is the verb can be marked on the tree diagram as having two main constituents: the auxiliary, which represents the tense, the present tense, simple present tense, is, and the black is the adjective phrase. So here our lecture comes to an end. Let's go back to the make a resume of the lecture. So to sum up, noun phrases are defined by their position, the fact that they can take a determiner or not, the possibility of taking a determiner, the fact that they can be placed at before the verb or after the verb. The second thing we have looked at is the modifying. Nouns are pre-modified and post-modified. They can pre-modified by a word or a group of words which occur before the noun, or they can be post-modified. The pre-modifiers are types of pre-modifiers can be determiner, adjective phrase, or a noun, or a possessive determiner, a possessive case. Post-modifiers can be relative clause or a prepositional phrase. Thank you.